We are coming to the end of 2025 and 2026 is here. I do believe there are individuals who are excited to read some financial books which can change their trajectory in terms of investing in the stock market. I have read a few books, and here are five books which I can recommend. But I also have a bonus book, which is the last book. It will be number six. Now, we need to start with an individual who will inspire everybody to be interested in investing in the stock market. And exactly that is the person we are going to start with. The individual is Warren Buffett. If you have read or heard over the news about Warren Buffett, he is an individual who won a lottery in terms of investing in the stock market. The returns which he has given to his investment partners, it has been amazing. So Warren Buffett started investing at the age of 11, and his biography, that is the Snowball, written by Aris Shiroda, can give you a perspective of who Warren Buffett is in terms of why it is important to invest for the long-term purposes and how you should choose good investments, what you should do when you have made some mistakes, which is kind of normal, and what are areas which you should invest in where you are competent in. That's what you will get from Warren Buffett biography. Another book which I believe can assist you to be a good stock picker in terms of investing in the stock market is a book by Peter Lynch, that is Beating the Street. Peter Lynch enables you as an ordinary person, as a normal person who doesn't deal in the investment industry, to understand that you have the potential to choose stocks which you are aware of, which you have learned on how their services are offered. Maybe you have picked their products. Those those persons who are able to have an advantage compared to those investors who have been employed by a financial institution who are working from offices. Now, this book by Peter Lynch enables you, it gives you the skills, it gives you the insight of what you should look for every stock which you are interested in, and also those stocks which you are aware of. So Beating the Street is one of those books I can recommend. Now we need to move to the next one, that is The Simple Path to Wealth by Jim Collins. If you don't want the chaotic world of choosing individual stocks, then you should go ahead and read Jim Collins' Simple Path to Wealth. He is an individual who wants you to live as an easy life as possible, and he wants you to employ this whole idea of index investing. And what is the idea of index investing? Index investing is where you buy some stocks which contain a number of stocks which are listed, for instance, in New York Stock Exchange. You can buy an index fund which contains 500 companies, major companies in the United stock. Now, by you owning an index fund, you are in a position to hold those companies instead of owning individual stocks. And this limits you from making some erroneous mistakes, such as predicting which company can perform better and which one is not going to perform better. Because most of the time, those investments which you tend to believe they are going to outperform other companies, they end up being a mess, and those which you kind of doubted, they end up performing so well. Now, through index funds, you will be in a position to do a great investment, or to choose a great investment vehicle which will ensure that you have prospered in your financial journey. And also some index fund can enable you to buy some bonds, which are also a good investment opportunity if you want to diversify. Another book which I believe is supposed to be the fourth one, is it fourth one or last one, whatever, is The Psychology of Money. Now, the psychology of money will enable you to understand why some individuals make some decisions which for you can think they are so awkward, and why you end up making some decisions which other individuals may think that it's weird. It is through the psychology of money you will understand that to win in terms of investments at the same time in saving money, you need to change your mindset, You need to understand what influences you to make those decisions. At the same time, you will be in a position to understand one of the things you are able to control is the amount which you save and the amount which you are able to utilize or to spend. It's a good book and it can enable you to not be judging people so harshly, to understand their role, luck, place, and so many other things. So, The Psychology of Money is the fifth book which I can recommend. Finally, a book which I think is so essential for you to kind of employ all the things which you have learned from the Snowball, Beating the Street, Jim Collins, The Psychology of Money, which is this book which I'm sorry, I believe I've forgotten the final one, which was supposed to be the fifth book, and that is Common Stocks and Uncommon Profits. I've discussed this book in my episode, The Noble Qualities of Saints. If you want to listen to these books and how I have tried to discuss and to explain those books, even if maybe I've made some erroneous mistakes in explaining those books, is just go ahead and listen to my podcast. Now, this fifth book is one of those books even Charlie Munger recommended to Warren Buffett. And why is it so important? This book enables you to understand why you should invest in growth stocks and why you should not value the companies, or you should not be stressing yourself with those companies which give out dividends. Philip Fisher tries to do an amazing job in terms of explanation, giving us normal people, those individuals who are not fully invested in investing, to understand what are some of the character traits we can get from investing professionals, which we can employ in our daily investment opportunities to ensure that we have become successful in the stock market. That was a book which I was almost forgetting. Finally, the last book now, which will enable you to employ all of these things in using smaller steps, and you will end up acquiring massive wealth, is The Atomic Habits by James Clear. Now, this book not only will kind of inspire you to understand that investing in the stock market doesn't require massive chunks of income or resources or savings or investment for you to start investing. You can start just by investing small amounts into the stock market, and over a long period of time, you will be surprised to understand the huge amount of money which you could have accumulated just by following simple steps, doing just few improvements now and again, and at the end of the day, you will be in a position to be wealthy, financially free. Thanks for watching. My name has been Musoma Augustine. We are 5 subscribers. I believe at the end of this year, we need to be around 10 subscribers.